Hi everyone. It seems quite appropriate now as we're starting to move towards getting back to some more normal golf. A lot of countries are moving out of lockdown. I know in the UK we're still in the midst of it, but it won't be many weeks now until we're back out on that golf course again. So we're going to have a look at part one today of a three-part series that I videoed for you at the start of the season to help you with an MOT for your golf swing. And here's part one, where we're having a look at setup and a few things that you can work on and double check in the next couple of weeks to get you ready for when we're back out on that golf course. Let's go and have a look at some more game-changing golf coaching tips. Hi everyone, and thanks once again for tuning in to Smash Factor Golf Coaching. My name's Natalie Adams. So today we're having a look at the first part of our pre-season golf MOT for you. So we're going to go through what you should be looking at with your setup before you swing, and then we'll also have a look in part two the things to work on when you're making your swing. So if we go through how to set up to start with, very first thing, I know this sounds really simple, but you want to check where you're actually aiming that club face. Now I have an alignment tool here that just it's magnetic and it sticks onto that club face. If you don't have one of these, no problem at all, just use a piece of blue tack and stick a T-peg out so that it's basically at a right angle coming off that club face. And you want to have a look when you set up that club face, have you got that club face aiming at where you want to start that golf ball. It sounds very simple, but your eyes can be quite deceptive, and if you've got used to just turning that club face in slightly or just rotating it to the right, that might feel quite awkward to you, but you can visually see, well, that is where I want to start that golf club. So that is how that golf club should be aiming. And as ever, everyone, if you're enjoying the video, please remember to hit the subscribe button and notifications so you'll get an email every time we release another video. They're all geared up to help you get the most from your golf game and to enjoy your golf more when you're out on that golf course. Okay, next thing to look for, how you're then putting your hands onto that golf club. Because if you've got that club aimed well, but you've rotated your hands over to the right too much, or similarly, you've gone to the left too much, as you swing back in, your hands will want to go back into their natural position, which is palm inwards towards you when your hands are in front of you. So if you're holding the club like this and then you're swinging the club away, as you come back in, that club face will want to rotate over more because your hands will want to become more palm inwards. So you'll start to move that club face more to the left or the right. So with the club face aiming where you want to start the ball, then pop your hands on and just take a coin or a disc and just place that between your thumb and index finger on your left hand. Pop your left hand on, and when we look at that position, that coin should be pointing just to the right of your chin. Okay, so it should just be off center to the right of the chin while you've still got that club face aiming at the target. You can then put your right hand on, but similar kind of thing there, that we want to look for club face still aiming at where we want that ball to start. And now you've got again that coin between the right thumb and index finger, and it's pointing just to the right of your chin again if you're a right-handed golfer. So now we're aimed up well and we've got the hands on well. Next thing we need to look for is, have you got the ball in the correct position for your stance? Now we're looking for, with your shorter irons, you want to get the ball centered in the stance. So again, what I would do here is I would set up this kind of little upside down T, if you like. So the red pole is going to represent your alignment, and that should pretty much be parallel to where you're aiming that club face. So again, you can double check with the blue tack and the T-peg or the alignment tool, are you standing parallel to where you want the ball to start, or have you just got used to turning more to the left or more to the right? because again that will affect how you then swing. You want to be standing parallel to where you want to start that ball off to. So for a straight shot. So if you check your alignment and you're happy with that, we then need to make a right angle back to that alignment that's across your toes, and that will show you where your ball position is between the feet. So for shorter clubs, we want to start the ball from the middle of the stance. And then you want to move the ball half a ball to the left for subsequent clubs. But basically I would go with 4 ball positions here. So if we just put a ball, just a ball width, or half a ball width between each ball there, and we set up, we want the ball at centre of the stance to be the shorter iron, so pitching wedge, any of your wedges, and maybe a 9 iron. We then want to go to this next ball across, which is now a ball to the left of centre, and we're looking at hitting maybe 8 iron, 7 iron, maybe even 6 iron from that sort of position. If we go to the next ball across, we're now looking at hitting sort of 5 iron, 4 iron, your hybrids, your fairway woods, and that would be from kind of inside that left heel. And then the final ball position here would be for driver, and that's, we're looking at opposite that left big toe. So that's the kind of the way to remember that ball position. I'll put a link on here for you as we go through the video. So there'll be a link for just double checking if your hands are on correctly in grip. We'll have a link on here for ball position. But if you go for those 4 basic positions, we have driver opposite left toe, we've got short irons in the centre of the stance, and then we've got mid irons, and then longer irons, hybrids and fairway woods included in that as well. Okay, so we're happy with our alignment, we're happy with our aim of the club face, now happy with how we've got our hands on the ball position. So I'd now just double check your posture. We want to have as straight a back as possible, and we want to get a really good athletic hinge from the hips here, rather than setting up and just curving the shoulders in, or similarly having what we call S posture, where you get a real sort of shallow in the or curvature in that lower back there. So easiest way to check your posture, just take your club, pop it down the back of you. So you've got the club head just touching your head here, so we can get the shaft touching your head and also touching the bottom of your back. And then what we want to do is from that position there, that'll show you how upright feels. We're going to tilt forwards and just soften the knees, but keeping both of those positions, so the back of the head and the bottom of the back, in contact with the club there, or rather than making this kind of position for your posture where you're just sort of hunching over from the shoulders. So keep bottom of the back and the back of your head in contact with that club, tilt forward, and then just soften the knees with that tilt. Just want to let your arms dangle now. So your hands are going to be pretty much under your shoulders in this position. And again, if you're using a mirror, you can just turn to the right of you and just double check that position. So you can see your hands are pretty much under your shoulders there. But now we've got a nice athletic position. Just double check the pressure in your feet feels balls of the feet, so mid feet, balls of feet. You're not completely on your toes or completely into your heels. And that's now a great start position for us to hit from. If we're hitting an iron, we want to just have a touch more pressure into the left foot, so 55 or 60% into the left foot. If we're hitting the driver, we would get a little bit more pressure into the foot, the trail foot, so just 60% into your right foot. And we want to work on hand position being inside the left thigh for all your shots. So it doesn't matter which ball position you're going for there, the club head will alter to marry up with the ball. So if we were hitting driver, we'd be in more of this position, but hands would still be inside the left thigh. If we were hitting wedge, we'd have this position with the club head, hands would still be inside that left thigh. And now we're ready to go. So do that little pre-season check on your start position. Absolutely crucial you've got those positions correct, because it is the first link in that chain that's going to make up your swing. And if something's a little bit out at setup there, it will have a knock-on effect and affect your movement as you then make your backswing and your downswing. So something you can really work on at home there. You don't even need to be at the range just to check these points before you start to make your swing. And then have a look out for part 2 of our pre-season swing MOT, which will look through actual movement on your backswing and your downswing, and give you some ideas on drills to work on before you get out on the course to get you striking the best you can and hitting your best golf shots. If you've enjoyed the video, please hit the subscribe and notification buttons so that you never miss our releases again, which are all aimed at geared up to get you, helping you to improve your game a lot more when you're out on that course, getting more out of your golf, more enjoyment and more fun. It's another game-changing golf coaching tip.